Okay, after going to the food bank the other day, I was looking through bread and couldn't find any that I liked. I told the guy how I was looking for it was I prefer the higher fiber to sugar ratio, and that's my main way of looking. I don't really use any other measures. And he's like, "Well, you should be looking for higher fiber." I'm like, "Higher fiber does not matter, okay? It's with wheat. Wheat can't be manipulated. The only way you could bring more fiber in is if you extracted, which they do, they extract wheat miraculously, such a small seed, into three parts: the endosperm, the bran, and then the germ. Okay, you would extract it into the three parts and add germ mainly into it. But manufacturers hate germ because that makes the products go rancid faster. So to introduce more protein really isn't cost effective for those manufacturers. All right, there's no other way unless you add soy powder or any of those stupid whey protein powders to bread. It doesn't matter. What really matters is the fiber to sugar ratio. All right, protein doesn't matter. It's the fiber to sugar, okay? Because they're constantly. It doesn't matter. Protein breads. Nobody sells them. They don't. Nobody cares about them. It's the amount of sugar that these jerk manufacturers, jerk American manufacturers put in that I have to be aware of, that I think everybody needs to be aware of. I remember reading this quote from in Reddit. Some guy was like, since I got to America, I never realized how sweet breads are. And it's the truth. We just add way too much sugar to everything. 80% of the grocery stores foods have sugar added in some way, and breads are just awful. I can't find anything of a decent ratio that has a higher fiber to sugar ratio. I can't even find that. It's like a rarity. It's like trying to find a unicorn. Okay, it's ridiculous. The manufacturers, what's going through their minds? You know, I remember listening to a Planet Money podcast where they talked about Wonder Bread and how it came to be. It's pretty darn impressive. I'd recommend listening to it. But they talk about how, the texture didn't change. The type, the style, what they did to it didn't really change so much. But they were able, Wonder Bread was able to increase their profits enormously by simply adding more sugar. That's it. You can make a piece of crap taste good with added sugar because you're adding a drug. Sugar extracts are a drug. Okay? They're an unregulated drug that should be regulated. They're an extract, and it's making things addictive. Just like adding cocaine or heroin or whatever, people are just only eating these food sources to get their drug fix. Okay? It's very easy for these grocery stores to have drug counters. They're increasingly putting more drug counters in with their pharmacists and stuff, and it's also very easy to add alcohol sections to the grocery stores because it's just one big drug dealing operation that's completely legal. They're just getting away with it because the government's turning their back on all this crap. But getting back to the bread with the higher sugar to fiber ratio, it's tough. It's really tough in America to find something that's got a higher fiber to sugar ratio. That's what you want to focus on. That's what you need. You need that fiber. You need to dilute the sugar. Okay? I find it tasty. I mean, when I can find it, it's not always there, but when I can find it, I'm able to pick a double fiber type of brand bread, which is nice. but they run out of stock. They don't sell much of it at all. Some days you don't even see it. It's ridiculous.